If you want to become better leader in India and understand all the leaders of today, then subscribe to this channel, Raj Shamani Clips. What do you understand about Indian consumers? Indian consumers different कैसे हैं दूसरे consumers से?
Very hard to say different कैसे है, but I can definitely tell you a few things which I feel about the Indian consumer.
Okay.
Let me tell you some things which are changing. पहले तो जो वेस्टर्न था वो अच्छा था, अभी that I feel is changing. कि नहीं ठीक है, इंडियन है तो भी अच्छा हो सकता है, and I feel like that's going to change so hard one day कि इंडियन है इसलिए अच्छा है. So from people saying all imported goods are good to Indian goods can also be good to Indian goods are good. And I'm loving that wave which is changing. It's amazing. Some people have already reached there, some people have not. And all their Western wear and especially in apparel and fashions, all used to be made in India. Now it's made in India, China, Vietnam, Bangladesh. But same people who make for Zara, Levi's, etc., all here in India.
Yeah.
So it's possible. I don't think we can yet get the same quality. We don't have to pay royalty abroad to other people, and we can just do it as an Indian brand. That's what I really love about the changing Indian consumer. The Indian consumer is also becoming someone who spends a lot more, and that's.
There's always a battle that in India there's not high-paying customers.
Yeah.
And specifically the cohort of the audience is just under 40 crores, 50 crores. That there are only 40, 50 crore people who can actually pay.
That's true.
There's the rest 100 crore cannot pay.
Yeah.
And out of these 40, 50 crores, then everybody's banking on, there are thousands and tens and thousands of brands just banking on this cohort. And in this cohort also, let's say a 2 to 4 crore would be ultra premium. So you keep them out because they're not the ones who are buying from you, they're buying from abroad. And then out of 36 crores, there are people say that around 6 to 8 crores don't care. They're like our parents and people, they have money, but they don't care. So that's another gone. So you end up with only 25 crore people.
Correct.
So once you have only 25 crore people, what do you, can there be thousands of businesses built with them? Because the capacity out of 150 crore, सिर्फ 25 crore की pay करने की.
Yeah. Okay. Super. Firstly, 25 crore people is a population more than most countries. So it's yet a lot of people. One of the strongest dividends we have is the Janta. Even though you're right, you cut out, still a lot, So I don't think that's a small number. But you're right. What has changed is that, when your dad was 27, if you ask him how often did you go out to eat, that number would have been once in 2 weeks. We went on a Sunday, full family went out and it was great. Now, if I ask you how often do you eat outside food, your answer would be 3-4 times a week maybe.
Yeah.
So look at the way you have decided to just spend more. And I think that's one very big change that has just come. And none of these changes happen over year and year and year. And I think that's a very myopic view. Take like a 10 years change. See where it's come from A to B. Now go from B to C, you'll see it even further. People are being more discretionary with their spends. And even though there may have been lesser money, like the savings have gone down slightly more and the spending has gone up. I think this is sometimes good for the economy, sometimes not good.
40% savings have gone down.
Yeah, but that just rolls the economy further and further. In fact, what happens when people start getting fired, let's say from all these companies, then that's where they start to save. And when they start to save, let's assume people won't buy sole store clothes because they're saving. And because they don't buy sole store clothes, then sole store doesn't grow as much. So then we don't hire as many people. So that's actually how the negative cycle starts. But if everyone's spending, great, economy will churn, more people are needed. You start hiring more people. I think this is just basic capitalism 101.
So you feel 25 crore are enough people to do that, and the bigger changes.
A growing number, right?
Every day. It's in 5 years the middle class is gonna get 5 times of where we are today. So it's definitely number is growing.
It's a growing middle class for sure. So I'm very excited about that aspect, and that's why you have to keep a product which I really want to make. I like where the product is. It's available to the Janta, but it's not so cheap that it removes value. It's aspirational. Perfect zone to be.
Okay, so tell me, how do you win in a competitive business like this? How do you win trust of people? So what I mean by this is, let's say I launch a t-shirt brand tomorrow and you launch a t-shirt brand tomorrow. cool चल रहा होगा अभी मान लो for example entrepreneurship is cool, so you would bring entrepreneurship series, I would bring entrepreneurship series, both will come in the market. Let's say हम दोनों की एक टी-शर्ट है सेम भी है because कुछ सेम ही लिखा हुआ है, सब सेम है, right? And then you run an ad, I run an ad as well. How do you win, or how do a new player can win?
Love it.
Let's say you to chalo can win because you've been for years.
Yeah.
Right? How do there are two new players? How do one wins and one doesn't?
So
what can they do to build that trust? Because t-shirt same है, अच्छी क्वालिटी दे दी, अच्छा प्रोडक्ट दे दिया, मैं अब ब्रांड ऐसी कैसे बनाऊं कि लोग मेरे पास आ रहे हैं?
Love it. I love this question because you've gone on to branding. यही तो अभी पूरा फाइट है.
हाँ.
लोग को लगता है कि ब्रांडिंग इज ऑल अबाउट गेटिंग अ सेलिब्रिटी एंड टीवी पे नचाना. ये ब्रांडिंग नहीं होती है. वन पार्ट ऑफ ब्रांडिंग टू बिल्ड अवेयरनेस, बट ये ब्रांडिंग तो है ही नहीं. आई थिंक ब्रांडिंग इज टू थिंग्स. वन इज द एक्सपेक्टेशन अ कंज्यूमर हैज फ्रॉम योर ब्रांड, which is consistency. So branding is consistency.
Okay.
Again, same as Shiv Sagar, consistently great pav bhaji. I think the second thing is branding then becomes, because of the consistency, building that memory that you become the no-brainer option in the consumer when they think of the product you sell. These are the two things which are branding, and then all of these other things like branding videos, which they call, and all, and performance and this and that, is like packaging is all part of what goes into that. I don't think that's branding.
Okay.
So when you say what will make you win, it is consistency. We have the same design where I'll consistently make sure that we have the most relevant designs. I'll consistently make sure that those quality of products are good. I'll consistently make sure that we are bettering the fit every day, even though we have single digit return rates in apparel. Compared to the marketplaces, this would be 30%, 40%. We are at 8. We used to be at 6, but now that we've gotten into shirts and jeans and socks,
8% returns.
8%.
That's it.
Because we consistently, if the returns are 8, our new benchmark is 6. We'll be like, what do you not like? Oh, you do think the collar's too big, or you think the button is too tight. What is it? Fine, let us try and micro this, and then we'll do a full R&D about how we can make it better. Then we'll do some fit trials, and we'll see if that's actually a better option for most people, and we change it. So we keep tweaking it. Before the tweaks used to be big. Now obviously it's fine tuning. We actually do that. So any new product we launch, I think the return start at where the industry is 20%, 25%. Then we get it down to 6-7.
Wow. That's incredible, because I don't want to name the marketplace, but one of the most leading marketplaces I recently found out have their returns upwards of 30 to 32%.
Yeah, most apparel companies have their returns upwards of 30 to 32%.
And I was shocked. I was like, bhai, हर 100 चीजें बेचने तो 30 चीजें वापस आ जाती है. That's
But people, if you just think about it, you'll only do that, right? Like let's say you buy 10 things on any marketplace, you'll return 3. Easy.
I don't. I'm like a good customer, but because I'm in the same D2C space, so I understand the pain of returns. That's why I don't return.
Almost like demolish your unit economics.
Exactly. It's more expensive to get a product than ask them to destroy sometimes. It's like, bhai, tum rakh lo, khatam kar, tum main wapas nahi laaya.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching this clip till the end. Please subscribe to get more insightful clips which will help you become a better leader.